What's up, y'all? Happy Black History Month. I'm gonna come in and wait for a minute just to see who comes in. So yeah, we'll just let it breathe before I start and do what I came here to do. Actually, you know what? Let me try to do this. Y'all know I don't be live like that, but let me see. Let's see. Yeah, y'all. I'm out here at my giving tree. My little space, my little sanctuary that I be coming to. Give me a little bit of peace of mind. Give me a little bit of peace. I wanted to come in and chat with y'all though. A lot of things been on my mind, y'all. A lot of things been on my mind. Just seeing who gonna pop in, and if not, I'll probably just do the video and go on about my business. Cause let me see. You know what? This works. How do I do the? Let's see. Y'all know I don't be doing this, but you know what? This has been. You know what? I'm just gonna go, cause you know what? I don't even know how to do what I'm trying to do, and don't do that. Okay, so what's up, y'all? Basically, I have been trying to do this not only for the past 3 years, but basically yesterday, right? I was planning on doing, so my thing has been like, for the past few years, and maybe even longer, like I've had the intention to do, so okay, for me, I don't really celebrate a whole lot of holidays, which I might do another video on or whatever. Like, I kind of did away with Christmas. I'll do small things for like family if they wanted, if they gather and that sort of thing, and I'll send, stuff to the kids, but I don't really celebrate Christmas. I did away with Thanksgiving for obvious reasons. I celebrate stuff like, New Year's and that sort of thing, but for me in my journey, I've kind of reclaimed Black American holidays. Like, I've reclaimed our things. I feel like they're ours, and for the longest time, at least for myself, I wasn't doing much on those days, but for me in my adult life, it's been very important for me to have that. I went on this whole journey like throughout college and like even in my, like I said, in my adult life, it's been an ever-evolving like journey of just understanding myself just through and through, just myself as my own person, myself as an SGL man, myself as a Black man, myself as a Black American man, and really taking pride in that journey and really taking pride in myself. And within that journey, child, I done went all around the world, okay, trying to figure this thing out. Really trying to figure this thing out and really trying to find a sense of self. I think for me, it had to have been around, okay, so I was going through this phase of like understanding myself just as a Black man in general, and like most, I didn't have that feeling of like lostness a lot of Black Americans have in terms of just being descendants of American child slavery. I've never had that. Like, I've always felt a sense of pride within myself, and I think I attribute that to growing up in Southern Black culture just in general, and just being a descendant of sharecroppers. So like, my grandmother was a sharecropper. She was picking cotton and working in houses in the 50s and 60s, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't her and her brothers and sisters. They did that, and just talking to my family in general, growing up around people who grew up during the Civil Rights Movement, who were teenagers during the Civil Rights Movement, who participated in those things, war veterans, like, I've always had a sense of pride in myself, and I've never had that lost feeling, but I know a lot of people who have had that or have that feeling. I think it's unwarranted. I don't think that is something that should be, but I understand why we don't necessarily get our history. So that inspired me to challenge myself to do and could hopefully contribute with this sort of concept of doing like a 28 days of Black History Month, right? So like 28 days, and of course it's like a challenge for myself because like I don't do this. Y'all don't see me doing lives. Y'all don't see me doing none of this, okay? I don't do none of this. I'm very private, but I'm not camera shy. Like I'm an actor. Like I do this, honey. I do it. But but I'm just I'm not here for like the projections and like the negative side of social media, so I just kind of shy away from it just in general. But it was put on my spirit like to just go forth and share, and hopefully contribute, hopefully inspire, hopefully give something back during this time, and more so than anything, celebrate, because that's the point, right? And I don't know, so like every day I'll be basically doing something. It probably something different, some of more of the same. It just varies. Honestly, I'm going with the flow with it just after the day that I had yesterday, child. Try to get this shit off the ground. Notice this is day 2 of Black History Month and it ain't another video up following this one, so it was shit that went down, but we gonna keep the vibes cool, calm, and content, because ain't nobody got time for that, y'all. Yesterday this technology was really trying me. She was really trying me. She was really working my nerve. And child, tell me why yesterday, basically, first of all, Edward pops up on my face early in the morning. I done planned, honey, did my little regime. The plan to get up, got cute on him or whatever, child. Everyone want to pop up. I'm like, cool, we gonna deal. Show ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep it moving. Everyone pops up, child. My tech, come to find out, like my memory is like completely full, completely exhausted, completely like, child, so I have to go and spend hella time trying to do that, rushing, trying to get things together because I planned a whole little setup and the whole thing. All of that went to hell. Ended up just being like, screw it, I'm just do it. Ended up doing it. Tell me why I shot like it was amazing. I ended up actually editing it. Really dope video. Basically, I don't know, apparently my camera like deletes once it's like over capacity, like it'll start deleting stuff or something like that. I'm still trying to recover it, still trying to figure it out. Was dope conversations, but it ended up getting deleted, child, and I was really over it. But I told myself, I'm like, you know what, we're gonna go with the flow. We're gonna continue this 28 days. We ain't gonna let it stop. I'm gonna continue with this little challenge. We're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna continue to give back, and uplift and celebrate Black Americans in every way possible, because we're more than deserving. And I think right now is super important for us to have that, to not only be prideful, but to love on each other and celebrate each other and uplift each other and come together and celebrate all of our greatness. Because like I said before, I've known tons of people. I've been a part of different conversations and heard different stories and reasons, and all of it ultimately coming from a place of not having the information, which I'm hoping at some capacity I'm able to provide, but also just a lot of shame, and shame of being a descendant of American child of slavery, or American descendant of slavery, or of the enslaved, or there's so many damn names out now, and I love it because the designation is important, and I think ethnic pride is very important. You see it throughout the diaspora. I know a lot of people try and sort of shame us and like take offense to us having pride because of America and America's imperialistic history and America's history just in general, and just America being this imperialistic superpower at that, and this hypervisibility that comes with that and all of that. But that has nothing to do with us, and that has nothing to do with our greatness, and that has nothing to do with what we contribute, and that has nothing to do with us. And I truly believe there's nothing wrong with seeking out and understanding our history and who we are as a whole. There's nothing wrong with that. If you feel like you need that, by all means, go get that. But at the same time, we are so deeply rooted here. We have so much to be proud of here. We've contributed so much. The world wouldn't be what it is today without us. And I think it's important that we recognize that and we understand that. And so, we're going to do this for the next 20, at this point, 26 days, the next 26 days. I'm going to give you a video a day. I'm going to go live. If y'all want to hop in, ask questions, y'all want to talk, I'm here for y'all. And we're going to do this thing. So, my first video, the one yesterday, that one was basically, so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, how am I going to start this off? Brainstorming some things, figuring some things out, and basically, I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? A lot of people don't even like as a community, we do things, we do parades, and we do, events and functions and different things. A lot of us do things, but I feel like when it comes a lot of the time so I guess it can be split down the middle, or I guess certain portions of the community do more than others or whatever. But for me, from what I've seen, sometimes it can feel like folks just kind of threw away the holiday, kind of low-key threw away the holiday. And in my head, I'm like, yo, this is ours. We don't have much, you know what I mean? We don't have much, but what we do have, we need to cherish, and as Black Americans, like I said before, we have so much to be proud of and so much history, that's important for us to remember, it's important for us to pass down, important for us to celebrate. And so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, how am I going to start my 28 Days of Black History Month off? And so I thought, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I start off with the history of Black History Month? How it was started, where it come from. A lot of you may know already, and that's good for you, but it's a lot of people who don't know. And honestly, I knew of Negro History Week. I knew it started as Negro History Week, and I knew about it turning into Black History Month, which obviously I'll get to in a few minutes. But there were certain things that I had no idea, about. Something that I really was excited about learning more about, which I definitely plan to even more so into depth than I have already, was the history of Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson was that nigga. Carter G. Woodson was that guy. And I just might do a separate video about Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson was a descendant of American child slavery. His parents were slaves. Carter G. Woodson was a historian. He studied at Harvard, which Carter G. Woodson is that nigga. Carter G. Woodson actually ended up becoming the dean of Howard at one point, and he was the dean of another school there. He was also a principal at another school in D.C. But Carter G. Woodson, in 1915, Carter G. Woodson and Jesse E. Moreland, they started the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. So they teamed up to do that. The following year, 1916, just a little caveat to that, and I guess it's relevant just in terms of the trajectory of how Black History Month became. I won't go on too many tangents, child. It's getting dark out here. I should have did this earlier. But basically, in 1916, he created this really dope journal, this really publication called the Negro History Week Journal, or the Journal of Negro History. Yeah, Journal of Negro History in 1916. And basically it was a tool for, why I love Carter G. Woodson so much is for the same reasons why I'm doing this 28 days of Black history. This is exactly why he started all of this, y'all. And his entire career was focused on Black American studies, studies of the people of this land, Black people of this land, really getting into our history, really preserving our history, really giving it back to us and really helping us fully understand who we are. That was his intention, and I love that so much, because even back then, where they were faced with all the obstacles that they were faced with, his intention was, we're dope ass people. What a lot of people don't even understand is, I think the way that history is painted here is told in such really broad strokes and really not honored in the way that it should. Really, the truth isn't really told. Let's just say that much. But people, I think the narrative of who we are as Black Americans and where we come from, and specifically, I guess, just them, prior to them getting their freedom, the idea of us getting our freedom, the idea that slavery was just us getting our ass beat all the time, which, I mean, y'all already know, but I guess to my point, Black Americans did so much dope shit during slavery. Check our patents, boo. Check the patents. I always say go to the patents. The shit that we did during slavery, and after slavery, the world would not be the same. So that's something that I absolutely love about Carter G. Woodson, because his entire career was set on giving that back to us and helping us understand truly who we are. Even then, you know what I mean? We've done so much. But his intention with creating the Journal of Negro History was to specifically give it to teachers so they can learn how to teach Black American studies and continue to circulate that information, which y'all already know. Let me try and get me a little bit more light, because it's getting dark out here. Maybe that's better. Is that better? Should I hold it? I'm going to do that, because I'm not going to be too much longer. So basically, he created that in 1916. In 1926, Carter G. Woodson and Jesse E. Moreland, who was a minister, by the way, they created Negro History Week. Just to celebrate the achievements of Black Americans, to celebrate the history, the lives of Black Americans, past, present, future. And from 1926, it really took off. Y'all know Negroes, we love to celebrate us, honey. We love us. We are very prideful people. We love a good party. We love a good cookout. They do the kickback out here. They do the barbecues and stuff out here. But niggas love a good cookout. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of parties, a lot of celebrations, a lot of events, a lot of lectures, a lot of history clubs in honor of that. And it was super popular, super successful, and it continued to be decades on through. Caveat, 1937, Carter G. Woodson, my guy, he created the Negro History Bulletin Press, which was a publication where Black American historians, Black American writers, Black American anthropologists, basically anybody who was studying us and our history and past, present, hopeful futures, all of those different things. He created this publication where folks could submit their work, and contribute to us understanding who we are as descendants of American chattel slavery, Black Americans. And celebrating it and also helping us fully have that understanding, because I feel like so much of the time, I think it's great, because I feel like even to this day, so much of the time, folks kind of sweep our achievements and who we are under the rug and don't necessarily give us our due, kind of try and limit it into these bite-sized things, whereas we're such a complex people. Like, what we've done has been so influential and instrumental in everything, which is super dope. To be, I'm super prideful. I'm probably the most prideful nigga you'll meet. But I'm losing light. Okay, let me continue. So basically, 1926 they created it. 37 he created that publication. Negro History Week was super popular throughout the decades on, well into the 60s, and in that period, specifically in the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement and all of that. I'm trying to give me some light, y'all. We're losing it. It's all good though. Basically in the 60s, all of the students, like, on these college campuses all across the country, really was going off for like Black History Week, but was also extending it into the month. Like, they like, you know what, we deserve more than a week. We more than just that 1 week. Like, we need more than 1 week. And to just my last caveat, I promise you, Negro History Week was usually set for the second week of February. That's how we kind of got it still to be February, or it was always February, but it originally was the second week of February. And basically that was to honor Frederick Douglass as well as Abraham Lincoln. But during the 60s, folks on college campuses all across the country was like, you know what, we're going to extend it for a month. So it was celebrating it for a month, and it kind of was just that ongoing thing. Like, folks were, it became really popular to do it the entire month. So basically, that was happening for like that next decade. And then in 76, Gerald D. Ford, who was the then president, he made it so that he made it official. And he made it so that it was to take forth during the entire month of February. And since then, we've been celebrating Black History Month every year since. Every president has honored it. And it's been an ongoing thing. Of course, they can't give niggas nothing. Of course, we got the shortest month of the year, but, it's all good. It's all good, because we go off. We're going to go off, and we've been going off, and, we're deserving. And we fought for that. Like, so I honor that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how Black History Month came to be. I lost all my light, but it's all good. I got it done, child. I got it done. I'm here. I'm really excited about this Black History Month, y'all. Like, I'm really excited about where things are going, because I see so many other people really excited about celebrating us, really excited about doing work to progress us into the future, into all the possibilities of where we can go. It's really tough times for us right now, and I think it's very, very necessary for us to be doing the work together. Black people in general, but specifically Black Americans, we got work to do within our own, and I definitely think that we're more than capable of getting it done. We're more than capable of really garnering this information and taking it in, because, like I was talking about before, and I don't mean to generalize, because I know there's people out there, child, it is dark. I know there are people out there who have pride within themselves, so I know I'm not the only one by far. But to the people who are really downtrodden and who don't know their culture and who feel like they have to seek all of these different places and all of these different cultures and all these different people and all these different things to feel like they have a home, to feel like they have something that's theirs, to feel like, do what you do, but know that you are not lost. Know that you have everything that you need here. Know that there are people throughout history who have sought for you to have this information and for you to have that sense of pride within yourself, and who loved you enough to put in that time, that energy, and that work. So with that being said, y'all, I love you. I love you so much. I'm really excited about this Black History Month, y'all. I promise you, we're going to go off of Black History Month, but we ain't going to have no more blackouts, because, honey, we ain't got no light out here. You hear me? But I love y'all to death, for real. And I'm really looking forward to, everything, y'all. I'm really looking forward to chatting it up with y'all. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. But 28 days, y'all. Check in. Let's talk it out. Let's have a good time. And happy Black American History Month, y'all. Happy Black History Month. I love you. Also, last caveat. I know, also with Black History Month, with that, my last caveat before I go, what's really dope about Black History Month is, I really love, one thing that makes me very prideful about us is that we set the tone. We set the tone. I love us for that as Black Americans. We set the tone. We are prideful. You know what I mean? Look at the work we put in during the Civil Rights Movement. Look at the work we're putting in just in general now with everything that's going on with our community. And we set the tone. And that's a beautiful thing, being that we are such a small group. And a small group of people within this country, even. What I love about us is that we set the tone. And what's great about Black History Month is that, this was something that Carter G. Woodson created him and Jesse E. Moreland created in 1915, that's become what it's become today. And thus, in other countries have Black History Months. We have Black American History Month here, but in the UK they have a Black History Month. In Ireland they now have a Black History Month. In the Netherlands they have a Black History Month. In Canada they have a Black History Month. Different times of the year, but they have them, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, By no means do I think all the weight of Black, progression and upliftment and liberation, all of that weight should fall on our shoulders. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm not that nigga. I'm definitely not saying that. But I think it's a beautiful thing that, being that we are such a small group, I think we're like 46 million in the United States alone. But for us to have the impact that we've had all around the world with everything that we've done, but especially with inspiring that pride in being who we are. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that should be honored, and I hope that you guys are willing to go on this journey with me for the next 26 days. I'll probably maybe pop in again tonight and maybe do like a reading or something like that. Not a tarot reading, but a reading from, I'm thinking like folklore, Black American folklore or something like that. Not really sure. I know at some point I'm going to double up because I want to do 28 videos for this month. But, we'll see. But it's been dope. I'm really happy with this. And now I'm going to figure out how I can save this and get off this thing, because y'all know I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm glad I came in and got to chop it up with you guys. So I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon.